is going to be a Q&A video. It's been a really long time since I've done a Q&A. In fact, I think the last time that I did one was probably about 2 years ago. I tried to do one, I want to say about a year ago, but I didn't get very many questions, and I took that as in people didn't have interest. But recently I've been having quite a few people ask me personal questions about myself and questions about my handbag collection, so I decided this is a perfect time to answer all of your guys' questions. I did go ahead and type them out, so if you guys see me reading on this piece of paper, it's because I typed them out. I do have a camera. I have not figured out how to use it yet. I just simply haven't had the time. It's really been unfortunate. I'm really excited to use it, but I don't want to risk filming a video and not being able to figure it out and then not having a video for you guys. So I need to film on my camera when I actually have time to have a few backup videos filmed just in case I don't figure out the camera. Okay, the first question is, I'm curious about your family life. How do you manage a large family? So for those of you that do not know, I have 6 kids that still live here at home, and then there are 3 adult kids. My husband has 5 kids. I have 4 kids. We are a blended family and we don't have any kids of our own together. And so we have a very large family, but I also came from a very large family. I have 6 brothers and I have 5 sisters. So there's 12 of us in total, 6 girls and 6 boys. So for me, it feels very natural. It feels very normal. I've taken all of my knowledge, all of the good knowledge from my childhood and how my parents ran the household with so many kids, and I've implemented that in my life. I've also taken the bad that didn't work out so well from my childhood and made sure that I don't do any of those mistakes. So I really did learn from my childhood. But back to the question, how do I manage a large family? To keep it really simple, structure and planning. You have to make sure that your life has structure. You have to make sure that you are sticking to a schedule, and you have to plan things out. So nothing's easy, everything has to be planned out. Even going out to dinner at a restaurant, those types of things need to be planned out in advance. It doesn't have to be 3 weeks in advance. If we're going out to dinner, it might be a day in advance that we plan it out, but it does need to be planned out. We all need to make sure that we're all home and we're all ready to do it together. This same person asked, what do you do for fun? I'm assuming she meant as a family. I did type these out, not verbatim, because some of the sentences were very long and explained why they asked these questions, and I didn't think that you guys would be interested in all of that. So what do we do for fun? We do paint nights. Paint nights are really fun. We have everybody come over, my best friend, her kids, our kids, maybe some of my siblings, and we do a big, huge paint night, and we just have a lot of fun with it. The last paint night that we did was for Christmas. Not this Christmas. It's actually, wow, you guys, it's been a year since we've done a paint night. It was last Christmas, and we did a paint night decorating Christmas ornaments. We also did one for Halloween that same year. So it's been a little while since we've done one. We've kind of been in a negative spot in 2024. I'm not going to dive into that too much, but I am looking forward to doing tons of more paint nights in 2025. We also go to amusement parks. We really love an amusement park that's really close to us. It's relatively affordable for us all to get in. It costs us about $300, so it's not crazy expensive for all of us. I mean, our 6 kids and my husband and I, so that's 8 tickets, cost us about $300. So I think that's a pretty fair price point for a large family like ourselves. We also go to water parks, which is a lot of fun. We have a lot of backyard barbecues here at our house. We do have a pool. We invite friends and family over. We grill, we barbecue, and we just have fun together as a family with our friends. And we also go to my in-laws' house a lot. They do a lot of backyard barbecues as well, and they live right down the street from us. So we do quite a bit for fun. Oh, movie nights. That's another thing. That's something that we've just recently gotten into in the last 2 years, I want to say. We will just pick a random day and we will go to the movies, and we will have popcorn, and we all just kind of go as a family. A lot of times we end up splitting up. The older kids will pick a scary movie, and then the younger kids pick a different movie, and my husband and I, one of us will be with the older kids and one of us will be with the younger kids. So that is a handful of things that we like to do for fun. You mentioned in one of your videos that you do not drive. Why? So for those of you that do not know, I don't drive at all. I do not have a driver's license. I've never driven. The short answer is anxiety. Anxiety keeps me from driving. The long answer is my dad died when I was 16. He was a very abusive man. So I was very conflicted on how I felt about his death. Part of me was so relieved, and that was really hard for me to grasp as a child. I didn't know how to really, I felt guilty for having that feeling of relief that the beatings are now no longer, that they are going to stop. But I also felt really, really sad, and I felt really scared because my dad was the breadwinner. So I had all of these feelings going on, and they kind of contradicted themselves. And a month later, a month after my dad passed away, my mom kicked me out. So I've been on my own, or a version of my own, since I was 16 years old. 16 years old is when you start learning to drive. So while everybody else was learning to drive and having fun with their parents, I was on the struggle bus trying to figure out how I'm going to eat, working, going to school, etc. So long story short, I missed my time period of learning how to drive. I functioned by myself without driving for so long that at this point in time, it just isn't worth it for me to learn. I Uber everywhere I go. Question number 4 is from a new person. The first 3 were from one person. When you purchase a bag you have been wanting, how do you manage to not look for your next purchase? Does that even happen to you? Yeah, absolutely. I think that happens to all of us. I'd say about every 2 months, thanks to YouTube, I am able to track how often I am doing an unboxing, and about every 2 months I do a luxury unboxing, which is crazy to me. That's too much. I need to definitely dwindle it down in 2025. So there won't be as many unboxings in 2025. I know I said that in 2024, but I've had a complete mindset shift. 2024 was definitely a trial year for that mindset shift, and you guys, I'm just not there. So anyways, I do struggle with that. I'd say about 3 weeks after I purchase a bag. For the first 3 weeks, I'm loving it. I'm oohing and on over it. I use it maybe even for a week straight. And then I start to get the itch again where I want to look for a new bag. So you're not alone. I am right there with you. I definitely struggle. And I am definitely looking for the next bag shortly after I've purchased one. Hi guys, I just wanted to take a quick break because I forgot to mention that I actually have a giveaway coming up for you guys. I've ordered it. It's not here yet, so as soon as it gets here, I am going to share it with you guys, but I'm not going to do a dedicated giveaway video. Side note, if you guys see me looking off to the side, it's actually because I'm filming with my front camera, and in order to see what I'm looking at, it makes it look like you're looking off to the side. Anyhow, it's going to be snuck into another video, and the reason why I'm going to do that is because I don't want all the bots and all the trolls and all the scammers to come and see the video. So it's going to be snuck into another video. You're going to have to watch my most recent upload, or my recent uploads from this video on, to see what video it's in. You're going to have to be subscribed, so make sure that you are subscribed, and all the other information is going to be in the video that I end up doing the giveaway in. So again, just to reiterate, it's going to be in a different video. It's not going to be labeled giveaway at all. You're going to have to watch the video. You're going to have to be a subscriber. And in that video, I'll give you all the details. It's not going to be in the description box because I don't want people to get scammed. And side note, I will never ask you for money. The only information that I will ask you for when I do the giveaway is your address. Other than that, there will be no information asked for. So if anybody reaches out to you asking for your banking information or any other information than your name and your address, it is not me. Question number 5 and new person. Other than your YouTube, what other hobbies do you have? I really, really love to read. In fact, give me 1 second. This is the book that I am currently reading. I just got into annotating. I am about 100 pages in. I've already 153 pages in. I've already read this, so I'm reading it for a second time. I let my friend borrow this, and so there's 3 books that are out, and then there's 1 more that's about to come out. So she has read the first and second and third book. I've only read the first and second. And she wants to talk to me about the third one. So I jumped on board. I started reading this again because it's been a couple years and I couldn't remember everything. And so I'm going to read the first and second one again, and then I'm going to jump into the third one. That way we can have fun and talk about it. Speaking on reading, I also have a book club that I started. I was in search for a book club in my area. I couldn't find one. I found a lot of silent book clubs, meaning that you go to a specific area and you read your book together as a big group of people. You read your book, they read you're basically just reading together separately. Like, you're not reading out loud, you're reading your own book sitting next to somebody else reading your book. And that was not something that I was interested in. So I started my own book club. We are a group of 8 ladies, I believe, at this point. I started it about 6 or 7 months ago, and we have been having a lot of fun with that. Cooking is another thing that I've really gotten into recently. I've always cooked. I've cooked my whole life, ever since I can remember. I think I started cooking on the stove maybe around 8 years old for whole meals for my entire family. So I've been cooking forever, as long as I can remember, but it started to become a chore, especially as my kids started getting opinionated. Now, with 6 different kids and 6 different mouths and 6 different tastes, it is really hard to find meals that they all like. And that almost made me feel a little bit defeated at one point in time. And recently I've been trying new meals. So I've been trying new recipes, and it has re-sparked my love for cooking again. Okay, same person, but different question. What is your current favorite SLG? My current favorite SLG is any type of card holder. I have a couple of them here. I have one from Louis Vuitton from the Parisian Street Sign collection, and then I have one from Burberry as well. I do want to get another one. These are what I tend to use most often in my bags, but my favorite, like the one that sparks joy, is going to be this one right here. This is my Victorine wallet from I forget what collection this is from, but I really like it. I love the purple interior. Purple is my second favorite color. Green is my favorite color, but honestly lately, you guys, purple has been triumphing green, and I just really love this. It also has some sentimental value because I went out and purchased this the day that I found out that my brother had passed away. So it was something I was already eyeing. It was something that I was thinking about purchasing, and then I found out early in the morning that my brother had passed away, and it was just kind of my way of dealing with it. I needed to get out of the house. I needed to stop crying. I needed to get out of my feels, and so I went out and purchased this. I will say it is getting very dirty, so I don't recommend ever purchasing a white SLG, but this one is probably my favorite. These are probably my most used. Okay, next question and next person. This person actually had quite a few questions. How will you determine when your collection is complete? My collection will never be complete. I am the type of person who really invests in something for probably about 7 or 8 years, and then my interests change. I've seen this happen throughout my life. I'm 35 years old. It happened when I was a teenager. I used to really love scrapbooking. I was fully invested in it. Every single penny that I earned from babysitting went into scrapbooking. And then after scrapbooking, it was makeup. And I loved makeup, and I loved to watch YouTube videos on makeup. And now it's purses. So I'm about 4 years into my purse obsession. I think in a few years it will probably dwindle down. Now, it never goes away. I still like scrapbooking. I still find it very fun. And I still like makeup. I do my makeup, as you guys can see, for my videos pretty much every time I do my videos. I don't wear makeup on a day-to-day basis. I never have. I'm just too lazy for that. So I don't wear makeup every day. But when I do my makeup, I still really do enjoy it. So the hobby doesn't go away. It just is less of an obsession. So I think in about 4-ish years, I'll probably be a little bit less obsessed with bags. But since my style is always evolving, the colors that I love are always evolving, I get bored of things really quickly. So about 3 years after owning a bag, I usually move it on. So I don't think that I will ever hit purse piece. Okay, next question, same person. And now that your daughters are older, how do you navigate allowing them to borrow your handbags for special occasions/events? So I have 2 stepdaughters that are adults. They don't borrow my handbags. And then I have 2 daughters that are older. So Savannah is young. She's not into the purses yet. but Liliana and Scarlett. So Liliana is 14, almost 15, and Scarlett is 13. So neither one of them are actually into purses, but they do like little like wristlet type stuff, and they have their own. I've bought them their own. So they just carry a little bit of cash inside of their wristlet, and it's mostly when they're going shopping. They don't carry it on a regular day-to-day basis. They have their school backpack that they put stuff in, but neither one of them wear purses, so they don't borrow my purses. Okay, question number 9. What other projects or career changes do you see yourself working on in the future? So this is the first time I can say in my life that this stands true, and that is that I am content and I am happy with my life. I am happy with my career choice right now. I work for a small business. I don't get paid a lot. I make a very average income, and I'm happy with that. I don't need to make a lot of money. My schedule is 7 a.m. till 3:30. It doesn't get much better than that in my personal opinion. I do wake up early every day, so a lot of people don't like the 7 a.m. start period. For me, that is perfect. I also get out of work at 3:30, 10 minutes before my kids get out of school. So my kids get out of school at 3:40. So my schedule couldn't be more perfect. I like my job. I like my customers. I like my boss. There isn't a lot of us. There's only 3 of us that work for the company that I work for. And so I don't have any ambitions as far as work and career to change at this point in my life. With that being said, I do work for a small business, which means that there isn't any room for growth. So eventually I will have to change career choices, but for right now, I don't want to muddy a good thing. It's a good thing. It works for me. It works for my life. It frees up time for my kids. The schedule is perfect, and I really enjoy what I'm doing right now. As far as my YouTube channel goes, this is fun. This is a hobby for me. I've decided to take a step back. I used to treat YouTube like a job. I have slowly, ever so slowly, started to step back, meaning I am not checking my comments every 5 seconds. I'm not checking my subscribers every 5 seconds. I'm not checking my revenue every 5 seconds. And that is simply because there isn't enough revenue. There is not enough money in YouTube, so it doesn't make sense for me to keep on treating it like a job. I make on average $250 a month on YouTube. That is very, very little. If you want to support your favorite YouTubers, the best way to do that is to like the video, comment on the video, and watch the ads. If you don't watch an ad, the YouTuber does not get paid. So YouTube is now a hobby. I have no ambitions or goals surrounding YouTube. I would love for it to grow, but if it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm just here to have a good time with you guys. Okay, question number 10 is still from the same person. What keeps you motivated to keep going when you are tired and burnt out? What helps to keep you on track? So I'm a very busybody person. I am the type of person that needs something to do every single day. So I'm not one of those people that likes to take a day off. So I work Monday through Friday. I film all day on Saturday. Not all day. I film a couple hours on Saturday, and then I edit for the rest of the day. And then my son and I usually go on a walk every Saturday, and we spend some quality time together, my youngest. And then Sunday is a very productive day. My husband and I are both off on Sunday. It's the only day that we have off together. We usually go to church in the morning. We go grocery shopping. I meal prep for the week. I cook dinner. We clean whatever needs to be cleaned, but the majority of my cleaning gets done on Thursday. Again, back to one of the very first questions, having a schedule and staying on your schedule really does help with a big family. So every single day is dedicated to something. And because of that, back to the question, what do you do when you're tired or burnt out? I don't know. I get bored too easily. So I don't really spend all day long in bed or hang out at home or do massages, or I don't really do anything. I stay pretty active. Okay, new question number 11. Your in the kitchen video was great. Thank you so much. I have very few views on that. I think I have about 500 views on the in the kitchen video. But if you guys want a real life video, it was a vlog. My girls are kind of talking in the background. You see a little bit more a glimpse into my life, and quite a few of these questions seem to be interested about my life. So if you guys want to see that, I'm going to link it at the end, so you can just simply click it. It's actually on this side. And then you can go to that video and watch it. Your in the kitchen video was great. I'd love to hear how you think and view the world. So this question caught me a little bit off guard because it's hard to say that in a few sentences, right? It's really, really hard to, it could be a whole video on itself. In fact, it could be a whole series on itself. But I like to stay unopinionated. I don't like to have a lot of opinions about other people. I don't want to have an opinion about the way that you live your life and what makes you happy. And I am all for supporting other people. I think, and I wrote this down, I think that most people are good people and they do the best that they can with the knowledge that they have. So we're all raised differently. We all have different beliefs, and I believe that most people are good people. And again, I can go on and on about this topic, so I'm going to cut it off here. But that's kind of how I view the world. I think that there are very few truly evil people in this world. Now, there are some, but I think that there are very few, and I think that we all try to do the best that we can. And again, I try to stay unopinionated. What you do in your home with your life is none of my damn business. Okay, question number 12, same person. What are you looking forward to most in 2025? I am looking forward to doing our floors. My husband and I just started saving for our floors. We took 2024 off because of things that I can't dive into. But we just focused on paying off debt and paying off lawyer fees and Christmas after that. So now that all of that is behind us, we are saving to do our floors. It's looking like mid-year sometime we are going to be able to do exactly what we wanted with our floors, which is really, really exciting. Question number 13 made me excited actually. It's a new person. She says, advice you can give on starting a YouTube channel. So a couple things that I wish I would have known ahead of time. First of all, do not film your first video vertically. We all have done that. You film it horizontally. Your phone needs to be horizontally. Second, you don't need all the fancy gadgets. I wasted so much money on tripods and all these things trying to figure out which one is best. Buy one tripod. If you want to have a standing up tripod, use that. If you need one for the table, use that. So know where you're going to film. Have a clean, clear background and film in that area with either a tripod that stands up or a table tripod. You just have to know which one you need. And that's it. That's all you need. You need your phone and you need a tripod. You may need lighting depending on where you are going to film. So make sure that I will have lights linked down below. They're fairly inexpensive. So know that. Another thing is I would have probably 5 or 6 videos filmed to upload. So I would film 5 or 6, edit them to the best of your ability. If you're able to, you really don't even need to. And then upload one on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. That way, when someone clicks on one of your videos and they go to look at your channel, they see that you are consistent. They see that you're going to be uploading, because that does affect whether somebody will actually subscribe to your channel. The third thing that I wish I would have done is don't have a super strong niche, because then people don't watch your other content. Just like I was sharing with my cooking vlog, a lot of people didn't watch that video, and it wasn't even all about cooking. There was lots of things going on in that vlog, but a good chunk of it was me showing how to cook egg bites. And a few people have told me that they have tried that recipe and they absolutely love it. So thank you so much for those of you who did try out my recipe. It's not even my recipe. It's just a recipe. Anyhow, stick to a niche. Like, it could be fashion, but it doesn't have to be super tied down. Like, it doesn't have to only be handbags, and that will give you more to talk about and it will keep you going, rather than sticking to one specific topic like handbags where you don't know what to say and you run out of ideas. And the last thing is, for me personally, at the very beginning of my channel, I feel like I shared too much. I shared too much about my life. I shared too much about my kids. I shared too much about my house. And so I would recommend really thinking about how much you want to share and dwindle it down. The more you share, the more criticism you're going to get. And that's totally okay if you are open to that. But simple things like sharing your house. People might say, you have a shitty house. Why do you have a shitty house when you're buying these luxury bags? That's just one example. So for me personally, if I were to do this all over again, I would pick a nice corner in my house and film in that corner and only that corner, and I would keep my kids and my personal life private. Question number 14 is from the same person, and she asked, are there any channels that you would like to collaborate with? So I actually have a whole playlist of people that I have collaborated with, YouTubers I have collaborated with in the past. I think I've collaborated with my fair share. I don't really, or I can't think of anybody off of the top of my head that I would like to collaborate with. I actually really enjoy collaborations. They are really fun for me. I love bouncing ideas off of other YouTubers. So if you are a YouTuber and you want to collaborate, I am open to that. Okay, question number 15, which is somebody else. She says, Mom, question, was there a word that any of your kids mispronounced when they were learning to talk? Yes, all of my babies mispronounced words when they were learning to talk. They sound adorable when they're learning to talk. But the first one that came to mind is my daughter Scarlett. She is my second oldest. She used to sit at the window, and anytime a car would pass by or a dog would bark or somebody would walk by, she would swing the curtain over and she'd go, "What's that? What's that? What's that?" Saying, "What's that?" And it was the cutest thing, and she stuck with it for quite a while because she got a reaction. Everybody was always laughing and smiling when she did that. So that's the first one that came to mind. And then also my youngest son actually learned the Moana song before he learned how to talk. So he didn't learn how to talk until he was 2. I was starting to get a little bit concerned. The doctor said, don't worry about it. If he doesn't start talking by 3, that's when we will worry about that. And so one day I had him, he's watching Moana on the tablet in bed with me, and he just started singing the song. And it was more like a mumble, like mumbling the words than an actual verbiage. But I couldn't believe it. I whipped out my camera and I recorded it, and I couldn't believe that he started to talk by singing the Moana song. Okay, question number 16 is, what is your dream vacation and why? I don't like to vacation. For me, vacationing is very stressful. I am a high anxiety person, not always. So when you meet me, I mask it very well. Most people would have no idea that I have anxiety, but I do. I have anxiety to the point where I see the speckles in my eyes and I hear that in my ears because that's how high my blood pressure is. I can like literally hear in my ears, it sounds like the ocean. So going on a vacation with my kids sounds like the most horrendous thing on planet Earth, you guys. Taking 6 kids to a new place, a place I've never been before. I don't drive, so that's another thing. And fitting them all in the car and having to do split hotel rooms so that my husband would have to be in one, I'd have to be in one because there's too many of us. It doesn't sound fun to me. Nothing about that sounds fun to me. When I go on vacation with my husband, which we've gone on a couple, very few. We went to Hawaii for our wedding anniversary. We went to California once for my birthday, and we went to Sedona once. It's almost to the point that he needs to plan it. He needs to plan it because I have no sense of direction because I don't drive. So that alone, figuring out what is close to the hotel room, what can we get to, it just stresses me out. So I have no dream vacation. Question number 17, which handbag started your love for luxury brands? None. Actually, I started my love for luxury brands because when I was getting married, I really wanted a pair of luxury designer shoes that I would wear over and over again throughout my life, and I didn't find the perfect ones. And when I was searching for those, I came across Amber Ashley's channel. In fact, I had no clue what Chanel even was 5 years ago, you guys, which is crazy. So I came across Amber Ashley's channel and I started watching her videos on her bags, and that's what got me started loving luxury bags. So I had seen photos of luxury bags before, but I had no clue that they were thousands and thousands of dollars. So there's no one specific bag that got me into luxury. Same person. This is May from Mrs. Leva. She is a friend of mine. We have been chatting for probably 3 years now. If you could choose one breakfast, lunch, and dinner dish. So breakfast would probably be a standard pancakes, bacon and eggs. That's something I cook a lot at my house. It's one of my kids' favorite meals. For lunch, you guys, I love a good old sandwich. I know that sounds crazy to a lot of people, but there's so many varieties with sandwiches, and when you add tomatoes and avocados and turkey and dressings, I just love a good old sandwich. So for lunch, I would have to say a nice, delicious, deluxe kind of sandwich. And for dinner, I love Mexican food. I love Indian food. I love food. You guys, I'm a huge foodie, if you cannot tell by my bate. I would maybe say tacos, because tacos, same thing with tacos, street tacos specifically, you could get so many different flavors from the street tacos. So I would say tacos. Next question, number 19. How do you manage a large family, a career, and a YouTube channel? Can you still find some time for yourself to relax and unwind? Love your vlogs and cooking, by the way. So again, with my cooking video, again with my family dynamic, how do I handle it all? Okay, so no, I don't really have time to relax and unwind in the sense that I feel like a lot of other people do. So let me just share with you guys what my schedule is kind of like. Maybe that will help. Monday through Friday, I work. I get home around 4 o'clock. Then I chat with my girls. Usually my boys are kind of doing their own thing when they get home. They actually go straight to their video games, let's be honest. So I say hi to all my kids. I hang out with all my kids for a very short while, and then the boys disappear, and then the girls kind of hang out with me for about an hour. They tell me about their days, their boyfriend, blah, blah, blah. And then after that, I have about, so by this time it's about 5 o'clock. Then my husband is coming home. He gets off work at 5 o'clock. About 5:30 he comes home. About 6 o'clock I start cooking dinner. So I cook dinner at 6. Dinner's done at 6:30. We all sit around the table and eat together, old school. And I love that. And we all talk about our days. That's when I am able to interact with my boys a little bit more. And then after dinner, it's kind of my husband and my time. So we're probably done eating around 7 o'clock. And then I jump in the shower, get ready for bed, throw on my pajamas, hang out with my husband in bed. I either read a book or I watch a movie with him. So that's kind of my day, Monday through Friday. Saturday, I film. First thing in the morning, I get up, I shower, I get ready, I film. And then I edit, and then same thing. I hang out with the kids a little bit. I hang out with my husband a little bit. Once he gets off work, he does work Saturdays. I cook dinner. We clean up the kitchen. It's the same routine after that. The only difference is my first 8 hours of the day is YouTube instead of my actual day-to-day job. Sunday, again, is church, going to the grocery store, meal prepping, hanging out with kids, cooking dinner. So when I need to incorporate something like my book club or hanging out with my kids, like going out to dinner or going to amusement park or something like that, it usually happens Saturday night or Saturday during the day. And those weeks I know that I just am going to upload only one video that week, and that's totally fine. I am happy to skip my YouTube channel for family time. Question, we finally made it to question number 20. I feel like this video is super long, so those of you who have made it this far, leave me a little heart emoji down in the comments below. But I also want you guys to answer this question yourself. Actually, before I jump into this question, I actually have a question for you guys, because there's so many people there was a couple questions asking, how do I live my life with a full life with my kids and with YouTube and with working? I'm curious how you guys live your life. How do you live your life, especially if you don't have any kids? What do you do with your free time? What's your schedule kind of look like? And then those of you who do have kids and you're a stay-at-home parent, what does your schedule look like? What do you guys do for your downtime? I'm really curious. As I mentioned, I have 11 brothers and sisters, so I've always been that person that has a ton of family around me, and I love it that way. I wouldn't ever change it. But when I don't have my kids, so if my kids are with their dad and my husband's at work, I truly don't know what to do with myself. So I'm curious to know, what is your schedule like, especially if you don't have kids or you do have kids? I want to know how different it is from mine. Okay, question number 20, the last question, is what is on my luxury wish list? Again, I don't have very much on my luxury wish list this year, because my luxury wish list this year is to redo the floors in my entire house. So I have every intention of ripping out the floors in every single room of my house and having it redone. Our house is from 1984, so it's a very old house. It was renovated when my husband first bought this house, which was about 13 or 14 years ago, and it needs an update. So I am really excited about ripping all the floors out and starting with new fresh floors and just modernizing it a little bit. But as far as handbags go, I'll probably only buy 1 or 2 handbags this year, total luxury bags. And the ones that are top of the list are going to be a Chanel 19. That keeps going on and off of my list, but I have a feeling that this might be the year I add a Chanel 19 to my collection. A black Dior saddlebag, Speedy 20 in a limited edition collection, or the Speedy 20 style bag, I don't know what it's called, from Dior in the oblique, or a Speedy 20 style bag from Gucci. So just that style, that Boston style bag in a small compact version, but I'm leaning towards the Louis Vuitton limited edition one. I haven't found the one obviously yet, but that's kind of the direction I'm leaning towards. I do like my bright bold colors, or the oblique one from Dior. Those kind of the directions I'm going in. So those are the few that I have on my mind: the Chanel 19, black saddlebag, and some sort of small Boston bag in a beautiful color. All right, guys, I do want to quickly thank every single one of you guys who left a question. I really do appreciate it. I couldn't make this video if you guys didn't leave any questions and if you weren't curious. Again, I'm going to have a video linked right here, my cooking video, as people have said. It's a vlog video in case you guys are interested.